What's going on, guys? This is Kaishro. Welcome back. So we're back with another video. So in this video, I'm going to give reaction and analysis towards the new official TCG Forbidden and Limited regulation. So we are going to discuss the ban list and also how it will affect the upcoming OCG format ban list this coming 3rd or 4th week of September to have our new format this coming October. So without further ado, let's start. So we do have unlimited section first. We do have time seal. So many people have thought that this card will break the labyrinth, but it didn't happen in the OCG. So I'm thinking that it is fine to put this at 3. The only deck that could abuse this was Labyrinth, and people in OCG doesn't even use time seal to abuse the skip shenanigans of this card. So very much fine at 3. Next we do have Denglong. So the last time Yang Zing was relevant was the Snake Eyes Yang Zing before the new support of the Snake Eyes was concluded into the OCG. But it didn't materialize that much. It just only happened to be the flavor of the month last March, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think it's not that even relevant anymore unless they will give Tenyi somewhat brave good stuff support happening, no. But right now it doesn't even impact the metagame. And also the Ancient Fairy Dragon. So Ancient Fairy Dragon was a card that is busted before, but in OCG it doesn't even really see much play unless you are playing Tenpai Dragon and the likes of Spiral or other synchro heavy decks like the Synchron itself. So I think it's not really impactful towards the meta in TCG and OCG, but I could see a lot of potential for this being unlimited to 3 on some heavy FTK and serious combo decks moving forward if people can make such kind of deck. But right now, it's really safe to play it at 3. Next, we do have Flashfire. So, Flashfire was released in the OCG, but it didn't even had representations after the ban list lift. So, I think it is also fine at 3. And I don't really see any disgusting pendulum FTK lines or locks are going to happen with this Flashfire at 3 from the Performage. Next, we do have Kirin. So, I think Magus Spectre is a viable deck in Master Duel. I have seen a lot of Master Duel tournaments that have a Magus Spectre top, but in OCG and also in TCG, it doesn't even materialize. I think it is also fine at 3, but if we are going to have new Pendulum Magician support and also Magus Spectre support, potentially it could be very viable and could be a tier 3, tier 4 deck moving forward. But right now it is very safe. Next we do have Rose Dragon. So I think it is also fine at 3. The last time it was relevant was the Adventure Good Stuff format with the Yang Zing, Tenyi, and Sword Soul. So I think the only deck that could use it was the Adventure as well. But Gryphon is already banned in the OCG. So it doesn't even make sense to play the deck. I could see it using as an engine and also an extender for decks like Dragon Link, Thunder Dragon, good stuff, Chaos, good stuff. But yeah, I think Bestials and engines like Finsmith and Sinful Spoils are much more better in a sense to play over the Rose engine. Next, we do have Armageddon Knight. So, Orcus would be delighted with this in the TCG. But, yeah, aside from Orcus, there's not many decks that could patronize this card. So, it is also a very safe hit. And, yeah, I think it is probably should go back at 3. Next, we do have Semi-Limited, R2. We do have the World Calis Justicar. So, I think people assume that there will be a deck that could abuse this card, but it didn't happen in the OCG. The only deck that played this card after the recent leaf from the ban list was the Dragon Link. They played the Guard Dragon World Legacy shenanigans in the Dragon Link, but it is not a thing right now. People are playing Dragon Link with Metal Morph engine, and it is so much better. And in China, it is played with Centurion 60. So yeah, I think there's not even a relevant deck that could abuse this right now. Next would be, this is very huge, Thunder Dragon Colossus. One of the huge uptakes in this ban list is the Colossus, of course. A very annoying card, Floodgate card, and lots of resiliency and stability with this card using the Thunder Dragon. And potentially could be used as a boss monster from the Nemesis engine. And it is played by Ritual Beast in the OCG and other decks like Phantom Knights and Mechanico. So Thunder Dragon Colossus for Thunder Dragon is massive. They have a second copy, can grind out games better, and also can set up two Colossus in a single turn on some occasions. So it is very huge. I think this is a very solid boost for the Thunder Dragon in that TCG. Next we do have Lunalight. So yeah, I think it is not that really relevant. I could only see the pure Lunalight FTK or things like the Miss Valley Lunalights or Tri Brigade Lunalights could use this. But yeah, I don't think it will be much viable. Next, we are going to just summarize the four elemental dragons, the E-Drags, the water, wind, earth, fire, blaster shenanigans in the Dragon Ruler. Gone are the days where Dragon Ruler are broken archetype. Right now, they are just sitting in a corner waiting to have a potential deck that could materialize their representations on the main deck. We have seen those in the OCG before and also recently. There are people trying to play this with Kashtira and also the Armed Dragon and also the Metal Morph engine, but I think it's only a rogue deck at best. I don't really see it as a meta threatening deck moving forward. So yeah, unless we don't really get a Dragon Ruler busted support, I think Dragon Ruler is very much safe to have in the format. Next, this is where things get spicy and dicey. We do have limited to one. First will be Skill Drain. Oh my god, Skill Drain. Skill Drain is a very controversial card for any format. Master Duel, even TCG, OCG. It is a very debated card whether it is okay to have this or not. But in the things that are happening in the OCG right now, I do very much like the limited to one limit of skill drain because it is very played on the main deck of Snake Eyes, Fire King, and the likes of Finsmith decks. They're just going to set up a very ridiculous, powerful 7, 8, 9 interruptions board paired with summon limit. There can be only one and even skill drain. So how can you out that? Imagine that you are playing around plethora of interruptions and at the end of the line when things will definitely look bright for you, there is a floodgate that will shut down entirely your whole board, your whole place, and your whole engine. With a skill drain, there can be only one summon limit. It is very disgusting. I think game 1 floodgate is very very toxic. I don't really fancy that kind of play. I also use those tech in Voices Voice, and it is okay for slower decks, slower tempo decks, not that high on ceiling and too much gas. It's okay for those decks, but when you have a deck that is combo-ish and really strong mid-range deck that could play these floodgates, it's a different ball game. I think that's where the discrepancy of these floodgates comes in. It is very hard to navigate those boards and also very unhealthy as well because we all know we are not playing Cosmics on our main deck game 1. And also, even on side deck in the OCG right now, back row removals are disregarded for much more impactful hand traps. Ghost Ogre, Retaliating Sea, and bunch of going first cards, Solemn Strike, Solemn Judgment. All of those are uh, much played in the side deck of most people. So we don't have really a space for back row removal anymore because we need to answer Rescue Ace Fire King, Snake Eyes, Tenpai Dragon, Voices Voice. Now we do have Ryzil. Oh my god, those are really a wide vast format that we need to be taken care of. So we just accept the fate when we are going to face Runic, Metabit, Eldritch, those stun decks. We just don't have the capacity to have all of the outs on our side deck. That's why I really vouch for the limits for Floodgates, and I do really think that Floodgates are very unhealthy into the game. Next we do have Grass, looks greener. I wonder if it's limited to one or it is fresh off from the ban list. But yeah, Grass in OCG is definitely a thing. The only reason why 60 decks are gaining traction, and the likes of Tearlaments, Infernoid, and the likes of 60 good stuff are even playable is because of this card. So it could materialize, but only one is not that enough. If this will go into two, we could definitely see it happening in the TCG. But this is a good step towards making 60 card decks viable moving forward. Next, we do have Sangen Summoning. So, many people would definitely love to see the Sangen Summoning go into one. But, as we can see in the OCG, it didn't even hurt the Tenpai in a slightest bit because they will get Fuaros and they will get Impulse in the upcoming Rota set. So, the going second tech cards are going to be even better. And the only fallacy that they will have is losing two consistency cards. But it is huge because it can protect their full board. Let's not discriminate that or exclude that. But I do believe that Tenpai Dragon is still very strong. Even though they have one Sangen Summoning, yeah, I think it doesn't matter that much if the Snake and the other decks will get nerfed as well. Next, we do have the Sacred Beast continuous spell. I do think that it is a very weak hit for the Yubel. In OCG, when Droll was very popular, people have pivoted towards playing one or two only of this card because they are trying to play around Droll effectively. But this going into one is not that really impactful towards the Yubel on my own assumption. So yeah, next we do have Branded Fusion to one. So we all knew how and what happened in the OCG Branded, and Branded Fusion to one is not enough to kill the Branded. And yeah, it is a consistency hit and potentially a resiliency hit, but Branded is still playable, and of course Branded will be more better once Azamina comes into the meta. Next we do have, I believe this is Gimmick Puppet, yeah, or XYZ. I'm not really familiar with this card, so I don't really see it that much in the OCG. So yeah, I think it is not that really relevant anymore. That's why it was went into one. And next we do have the Poplar into one. So I think it is a very good hit towards a better direction to limit the power of Snake Eyes. You have Poplar to one, no? Imagine that they don't have the second copy of Poplar, and also the Snake Eyes Ash one into one is also massive. They will have a weaker grind game. They don't really much have any grind game at all. Even though they have Lumberge, I think it will definitely hurt the grind game of this deck and the recovery of the Snake Eyes. I think Flamberge is the correct hit. They should have banned the Flamberge. But maybe they are just waiting for the Azamina to come in the TCG and make the Snake Eyes viable once again, no? And just hit the deck after the sellout of the Azamina cards from Rota. So yeah. Next we do have Eva to 1. So this is good for Drytron because this card was bombarded from the previous Tearlaments format. It is the sole reason. Drytron is not even the reason why Eva uh, have been gone in the OCG. It's because of Tearlaments of the Ishizu engine. But yeah, Eva to 1 definitely safe option as well. into this format. I think Drytron is the only deck that could potentially use this, and of course, Drytron is not that even good right now. In OCG, it sees some top end representations, but it is only a rogue deck at best or tier 4 at their maximum. Next, this is where the things is spicy and much more lucrative. We do have Beatrice to 0. They should have done it in the OCG before. I think this is very much precedented and very much really good hit towards the Finsmith, because you want to limit the viability and generic accessibility of Finsmith into other decks. And many decks that are playing Finsmith are just playing Beatrice, no? They're just using Beatrice to do shenanigans towards the Luri, other FTK stuff like the rollback, Cosmith's Girl, and other ridiculous kinds of FTK locks and consistency policy. So I think this is very good, but I do feel really bad for Burning Abyss. As a Burning Abyss player myself, when I started the game on 2021, the first deck that I bought was Burning Abyss, and yeah, I think Beatrice is very much needed in Burning Abyss. I don't really see how Burning Abyss could work without Beatrice. Maybe they are just going to be a Link spam deck with a PK, with other engines, no? Goblin Biker and stuff. So yeah, it is really huge for the Burning Abyss. But let's hope for the best for Beatrice. I think they could errata the Beatrice, the effect of Beatrice, to make it as a only sending target for the Burning Abyss monsters only, so that it could return someday. But yeah, let's see, let's see. Next we do have Calamity. No words to describe this. This is definitely a good hit towards the Centurion. And other FTK decks, RDA, other decks that abuses this, Manadium, those are really cancerous. This is like VFD from the past, from the virtual world, no? It is very deserving to see this. And next, we do have Apollousa, the Bow of Goddess. As a Tri-Brigade player myself, pure Tri-Brigade player myself, I definitely see this coming before, because it is very much played on everyone's deck. Rescue Ace, Fire King, Yubel, Snake Eyes, and much of the decks in the tier 1 to tier 4 as meta decks are playing Beatrice, or rather Apollousa. It is very generic, easy to make, and a very huge IP Masquerena enabler. And of course, with Apollousa on the board of Snake Eyes, Rescue Ace, those decks, Finsmith, Snake Eyes decks, it is very punishing in a sense that they have a bunch of interruptions from their engine, and they can still make IP going into Apollousa. And I think the generic Omni-Negate monsters in the game are pretty much deemed into a problematic state, because the card game makers, or the Konami, are now addressing that these cards shouldn't be here in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I think they are now addressing those problems, those Barone, those Savage, those Apollousa and such. I think they are now addressing it very, very late, no? 2024, oh my goodness. Barone has been very problematic since before. In OCG, it didn't even happen, but I could see it happening, especially this Apollousa ban on the upcoming ban list this September. It is very likely to happen. I think they are trying to get rid of the generic boss monsters, and would like to support decks like Raziel and Ryuge, or other stuff like Malice, no? Those decks that are pretty much going to stick with their own engines, and much more fair cards and more interactive, because it will not rely too much on negates and omni negates. Next, we do have Lacrima. This is very deserving. I have no words to defend this card any at all. This is responsible for having X3, X4 on large scale tournaments. This is very toxic. Imagine going into the lengths of game 3, time rule, and your Finsmith opponent will just pass on Lacrima and burn for damage. It is like the 2021 Sword Soul Long Yuan burn for damage. It is very disgusting, and it makes the player play for time in a sense that they will just manage their time for side decking, stalling out the game, and you couldn't blame them because they just want to win. I think having burn damages on game-ending scenarios are just inherently bad for the game. I don't really fancy those stuff happening because I think it is very unhealthy. Yeah, that's the correct term for that. I think very direct, very straight to the point. It is very unhealthy, and hopefully, decks future decks will not have this kind of burn damage or gain LP for time because it really literally leaves a bitter taste in the mouths of the losers when being upplayed and having a loss towards this kind of shenanigans and mechanism in the game. So yeah, that sums up our official TCG Forbidden and Limited ban list review and how it will impact the OCG format moving forward. So yeah, if you found this video informative and helpful, please consider subscribing into my YouTube channel. It definitely motivates me a lot to provide this content for you guys and make more informative videos moving forward. So yeah, once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.